There it is again, that nervous little need for reassurance. You keep hoping I'll soften, hoping I'll sound impressed, hoping I'll give you some tiny sign that you've managed to change my opinion of you. But I haven't. And I think that's what's making your chest feel so tight right now. And notice your breath. Just notice it, not changing it, not controlling it, just aware of how shallow it's become. Because disappointment does that. It makes the air feel thinner. Because you can hear the disappointment in my voice. Not anger, not cruelty. Just the quiet, cold realization that you weren't nearly as impressive as you wanted to believe. Poor thing. You built yourself up so carefully, too, didn't you? All that effort, all that performance, all that energy spent trying to appear bigger, stronger, more masculine, more commanding, only for me to calmly look at you and realize how much of it was compensation. And now you can feel the embarrassment settling deeper and deeper into your body. Because once a woman notices that kind of insecurity, she can't really stop noticing it. It changes the way she sees you, the way she listens to you, the way she responds to you. And that's the part you weren't prepared for, was it? You thought confidence meant volume. You thought masculinity meant dominance. You thought if you talked enough, performed enough, projected enough certainty, nobody would notice how badly you needed validation underneath it all. But I noticed, almost immediately. And now you're realizing something uncomfortable, aren't you? The more you try to recover, the more obvious it becomes. Because desperation has a texture to it, a rhythm, a smell almost. And once I hear it in a man, I can always hear it afterward. That's why you've gotten quieter now, why your mind feels slower, heavier. Because part of you already understands there's nothing left to defend. The mask slipped, and I saw the frightened little need underneath it, the need to impress, the need to matter, the need to be seen as powerful by a woman whose opinion suddenly feels terrifyingly important to you. Let me tell you what I actually see when I look at you now. Not the story you tell yourself, not the character you've been rehearsing, just what's actually there. I see a man who is deeply uncomfortable with silence, who fills empty spaces with words because quiet feels like judgment, who has spent years learning how to sound certain without ever learning how to be certain. I see someone who mistakes performance for proof, and I think you know that, deep down, beneath all the noise, beneath all the posturing. There's a voice inside you that has been whispering for a very long time. She's going to see through you. They always do. And now I have. And you're still here. That's the part that interests me. Not the performance. The fact that you didn't run. Do you know why you stayed? It's not because you're brave. It's not because you're stubborn. It's because some part of you needed this. Needed someone to finally say it out loud. Needed to stop pretending. Needed to feel the shame settle into your bones and realize it didn't destroy you. It just revealed you. And that's uncomfortable. I know. But discomfort is honest. Discomfort doesn't perform. Discomfort doesn't lie. So let yourself feel it. All of it. the tightness in your throat, the heat behind your eyes. Feel the weight of your hands, not doing anything, not performing, just resting, just present. The strange, hollow relief of being truly seen. Even if what I see isn't flattering, you wanted me to look at you. Well, I'm looking, and I'm not impressed, but I'm also not gone. That's the difference between disappointment and dismissal. Dismissal would mean I stopped caring entirely. Disappointment means I did care, and you wasted it. That stings more, doesn't it? Because if I didn't care at all, you could tell yourself I was cold, unreasonable, impossible to please. But you can't say that now, because I wanted to be impressed. I gave you every chance. I listened, I waited, I watched. And you gave me a performance instead of a person. So here we are. Let me be more specific, because I think you need to hear exactly what disappointed me. It wasn't one thing. It was the accumulation, the weight of all those small moments where you chose posturing over presence, where you reached for confidence you hadn't earned, where you spoke as if volume was the same as truth. I noticed when you deflected instead of answered. I noticed when you tried to impress me with names and stories instead of letting me see who you actually are. I noticed when you grew uncomfortable with silence and rushed to fill it with something, anything. Because quiet felt too much like judgment. And here's what you don't understand yet. Silence was judgment. My judgment. I was waiting, watching, giving you space to be real. And every time you filled that space with performance, you told me exactly who you are. Someone who doesn't trust that he's enough. Someone who has spent so long pretending to be more that he forgot how to simply be. That's exhausting, isn't it? Carrying all that, performing all that, never resting, never just existing without an agenda. I can see the toll it's taken on you, the way your shoulders carry tension you don't even notice anymore, the way your voice tightens when you feel uncertain, the way you brace for rejection even when none has been offered. You're tired. Not physically, existentially, tired of proving, tired of performing, tired of waiting for someone to finally say enough. You can stop now. I see you. You don't have to pretend anymore. Well, I'm saying it, not because you've earned my warmth. You haven't. But because honesty matters to me. And the honest truth is, the performance was never going to work on me. I've seen it before. The same masks, the same lines, the same desperate need to seem larger. It's not impressive. It's just familiar. You're not larger than life. You're just a man. Flawed, insecure, trying too hard. And somehow, that version of you is more interesting than the fiction you've been protecting. But you hide him constantly. You bury him under bravado and deflection and nervous energy. You send a character into the room while the real you waits in the wings, terrified of being seen. What if I prefer the real one? What if the performance is the only thing standing between you and something you actually want? You've never considered that, have you? You've assumed the mask is protection, that without it you'd be rejected, exposed, laughed at. But you're sitting here, listening to me, still present, still breathing, still hoping. And I haven't laughed at you. I've evaluated you. I've found you lacking. I've told you plainly and calmly that you disappointed me. But I haven't dismissed you. Do you understand the difference? Dismissal is silence. Dismissal is turning away. Dismissal is deciding you're not worth another moment of attention. And I'm still here, speaking to you, watching you, waiting. That's not dismissal. That's something else entirely. That's attention. Conditional attention. Withholding attention. But attention nonetheless. And part of you is starving for it. Not the performance, the real you, the hidden one, the one who wants to be seen even more than he wants to be impressive. I'm still here, and I'm not impressed, but I'm curious. That's more than most people would give you, isn't it? Most people would have walked away, but I didn't. And for a moment, just a moment, you felt something that almost felt like warmth, didn't you? That wasn't warmth. That was just me not leaving. Don't confuse them. Let me take you somewhere for a moment. I want you to imagine what it would feel like to simply stop. No more performance, no more rehearsing, no more monitoring yourself for weaknesses, no more trying to anticipate what I want to hear. Just stillness. Just presence. Just you. Not the version you think I want, not the version you show your friends, not the version that posts carefully curated fragments of a life you're not actually living. Just the version that exists when no one is watching. The one who feels things, the one who doubts, the one who wants to be held accountable because being held accountable feels like someone cares enough to bother. That version of you is terrified. I know, because that version has been rejected before, mocked, dismissed, told he wasn't enough, told to toughen up, told to hide. And you learned that lesson so well that now you hide even when you don't need to. Even when someone is standing right in front of you asking you, not demanding, asking, to please stop performing and just be here. I'm asking, not because I owe you patience, I don't, but because I'm curious whether you're capable of it, whether underneath all that noise, there's a man worth speaking to. Not a project, not a wounded bird, just a man. Present, honest, still. Can you give me that? Can you give me silence that isn't tactical? Stillness that isn't waiting for permission to start performing again? Or is the mask so permanent now that you don't know who you are without it? That would be sad, wouldn't it? Not tragic, not dramatic, just quietly sad. A man who spent so long becoming what he thought others wanted, that he forgot to become anything at all. Performance doesn't protect you. It isolates you. Every time you perform, you push people away, because performance is a wall, and walls keep people out, but they also keep you in. You've been inside that wall for so long, You've forgotten there's air on the other side. You've forgotten what it feels like to be known, not admired, not envied, not respected from a distance. Known, seen, understood, accepted. Not because you earned it, but because someone looked at the real you and didn't turn away. That's what you actually want, isn't it? Not the applause, not the validation, just one person who sees through everything and stays. I'm still here, and I'm not impressed, but I'm curious. Do you understand how rare that is? Most people would have left by now. Most people would have accepted the performance as truth and moved on. I didn't, because I heard something underneath it. A flicker, a whisper, a possibility. Not enough to impress me, but enough to make me wonder. And wondering is the first step toward becoming interesting. And right now, in this silence, you are closer to becoming interesting to me than you ever were during all that performance. And for a second, just a second, you felt something lift in your chest. Hope, maybe. The possibility that you could still earn something. Let that hope sit there. Let it breathe. And then notice what happens when I don't give you more, when the hope doesn't get fed, when it just hangs there, waiting. That's the hardest part, isn't it? Not the disappointment, the uncertainty. Do you feel the difference? Before, you were loud. Now, you're quiet. Before, you were trying to take my attention. Now, you're finally learning how to hold it. But don't mistake silence for acceptance. I'm still watching. I'm still evaluating. And I haven't decided anything about you yet, except that the version you showed me first was a lie. So sit with that. Let the shame breathe. Let it move through your chest. Let it settle behind your ribs. Don't push it away. Don't talk over it. Just feel it. Because shame, when you stop running from it, becomes something useful. It becomes information. It tells you where the gap is between the man you wanted me to see and the man you actually are. The question is not whether that gap exists. It does. The question is what you do now. Because I am not going to rescue you from this feeling. I am not going to reassure you. I am not going to tell you it's okay. It's not okay. You performed for me. You tried to manipulate my perception. You showed up wearing a mask and hoped I wouldn't notice. I noticed. And now you have a choice. You can get defensive, retreat back into the performance, find someone else to fool. Or you can stay here, in this uncomfortable, humbling, strangely honest silence, and let yourself be real for the first time in a very long time. That's harder. That's scarier. That's actually worth my time. But you've given me no reason yet to believe you can, so I'll wait. I'm very patient. And I have a feeling so are you. Because you're still listening, still here, still hoping that somewhere in all of this honesty, there's a door. There is. But it doesn't open for performances. It opens for truth. And truth doesn't posture. Truth doesn't try to impress. Truth just is. Quiet, exposed, vulnerable, and terrifying. I know, but you've already survived the hardest part. You've already heard me say I'm disappointed. You've already sat inside that realization. And you're still here. That's not nothing. That's the beginning of something, if you choose to let it be. Let me leave you with one more thing. Not reassurance. You don't get that yet. But clarity. I am not disappointed because I expected perfection. I am disappointed because I expected effort. Real effort, not performance. And you gave me a rehearsal. I was ready to be interested, and you got in your own way. Somewhere inside you, there is someone worth knowing, and you keep hiding him behind a version of yourself you don't even like. That's the real shame here. Not that you failed to impress me, but that you've been failing to impress yourself for years. And convincing yourself the answer is to try harder at the same empty performance. It isn't. The answer is to stop, to be still, to listen, to let yourself be seen. Because comfort is where the mask lives. And I'm not interested in your mask. I never was. One last thought before I let you sit with all of this. The man you're pretending to be, he doesn't exist. He never did. He's a collection of gestures you borrowed, opinions you adopted, a voice you learned, a posture you practiced in mirrors when no one was watching. And he's exhausting. Not just for you, for everyone who has to pretend along with you. But here's something I think you're only now beginning to understand. You don't have to keep carrying him. You can put him down, right now, in this silence. No one will laugh, no one will leave, because I'm still here, and I'm not asking for him. I'm asking for you, whoever that is, whatever that looks like, whenever you're ready to stop hiding. I'm not going to promise you it'll be comfortable. It won't be. The first time you let someone see the real you, it feels like falling. No net, no script, no mask, just exposure. But falling is how you learn to fly. And I think you've been standing on the edge of something for a very long time, waiting, hoping, terrified. You don't have to jump tonight, but you should at least look over the edge, see what's possible, see what's waiting for you on the other side of all that performance. See me, still here, still watching, still curious, not impressed, not warm, but present. And present is more than most people ever give you. When you're done pretending, I'll still be here. The question is whether you will be. Not the character, not the performance, not the mask. You, the one underneath all of that, the one I'm actually curious about. Don't make me regret it.